The sporting world was recently hit with some really tragic news, the passing of Australian Paralympian Paige Greco. But this right here, this isn't just a story about loss. No, today we're celebrating the incredible life of a champion who completely redefined what was possible.
And this quote from her mother, Natalie, wow. It's just so raw and powerful. And it really gets to the heart of who Paige was. Beyond the racetrack and the medals, it speaks to that deep personal connection that really everyone who knew her felt.
I mean, sure, Paige Greco was a history maker, a record breaker, a gold medalist. But her journey, it was so much more than that. It was a story of reinvention, of unbelievable resilience, and a kind of quiet strength you don't see every day. So today, let's look at the full story of her truly remarkable life.
Oh, and just a quick heads up before we really dive in, we're talking about the celebrated Australian Paralympic cyclist, not the very talented photographer who shares the same name. Just wanted to make that clear.
Okay, so on November 16th, 2025, the entire sporting community was just stunned. At only 28 years old, Paige Greco passed away at her home in Adelaide. Authorities said it was a sudden medical episode. The news was a complete shock, because she was still right at the peak of her career. To really get what made her so special, you've got to go back, way back to the beginning. Her story doesn't actually start with a victory, but with a challenge that would end up shaping her entire life. Paige was born with cerebral palsy, which for her mostly affected the movement and coordination on the right side of her body. But, as you're about to see, she never, ever saw this as a limitation. For her, it was just part of the equation, something to manage in her relentless push for greatness.
Now this is where her story gets really interesting. Look at that turning point in 2016. She'd spent years training as a runner, and then she narrowly misses making the team for the Rio Paralympics. For a lot of athletes, that could have been the end of the dream. But for Paige, it was a new beginning. In 2017, she completely reinvented herself, switched to para-cycling, and moved to Adelaide to go all in, even studying exercise science to understand her body better.
And man, what happened next? It was just unbelievable. She wasn't just good at cycling, she was a force of nature. She burst onto the international scene so fast and with such dominance that people started calling her the Quiet Storm.
Okay, just let this sink in for a second. This was her debut World Championships in 2019, her first time out. And she didn't just win, she completely dominated. 2 gold medals on the track, both world records, a silver just for good measure. And then, as if that wasn't enough, she goes to the Road World Championships and wins another gold. This just perfectly captures her insane talent and work ethic.
So after a debut like that, you can bet all eyes were on her for the Tokyo 2020 Paralympics. The expectations were huge. And Paige? Well, she delivered a moment that will be remembered in Australian sporting history forever.
3 minutes, 50.815 seconds. That was her time in the women's 3,000-meter individual pursuit. It was a new world record, and it was the time that won Australia its very first gold medal of the Tokyo Games. Just an absolutely legendary performance.
But she wasn't done yet. She followed up that incredible gold on the track with 2 super tough, hard-fought bronze medals on the road. It's just proved once again that she was a world-class powerhouse in multiple disciplines. This triple medal haul really cemented her as one of the true stars of the Games.
A champion's story isn't just about the peak moments of victory. It's also about what comes after. And Paige's final years, this is where we really see her incredible fortitude and true character shine through.
Just look at this contrast. After major health issues in 2024 made her miss the Paris Paralympics, she then gets into a serious crash during a race in 2025. For so many athletes, that would be it. Career over. But not Paige. She fought her way back. She got back on that international podium, winning World Cup and World Championship bronze medals just months before she died. Honestly, her final victories might have been her most courageous of all.
And of course, the world took notice. Her excellence was officially recognized, time and time again. These awards, especially getting the Medal of the Order of Australia, are just a testament to her huge contribution to her sport and to her country.
But here's the thing you hear over and over from people who knew her. Her legacy was never just about the medals. As AusCycling CEO pointed out, it was her spirit and her courage that really left a mark on everyone around her.
And this final quote from the CEO of Paralympics Australia. I think it just says it all. Her kindness, that quiet determination, and how she lifted others up, that's the core of her legacy. She wasn't just a champion. She made everyone around her feel like one too.
So it all kind of comes down to this, doesn't it? Paige Greco's story really makes us ask what truly defines greatness. And her life gives us a pretty powerful answer. It's a measure of both. She was a champion in every single sense of the word, on and off the bike. And that is a legacy that's going to inspire people for generations to come.